GB News started out as a pretended reputable news channel and is now a British blend of Fox News. The boss Andrew Neil is still on the diving station. Where's Andrew Neil anyway? The Scottish veteran of the Sunday Times, Sky Television and the BBC had fascinated the industry for months with a cocky announcement that his politically incorrect news channel would soon scare the world's most famous public broadcaster. In mid-June, GB News was launched with great pomp and prominent political guests. 2 weeks later, the 72-year-old chairman disappeared from the scene on the grounds that he had to recharge the batteries. Or was it something completely different? In 6 weeks without Neil, GB News put some of its technical teething troubles behind, some of which had brought the perfectionist Neil to the brink of tears, according to eyewitnesses. But there can be even less talk of a news channel now than before. Rather, it is becoming increasingly clear that the group of exiled billionaires, including hedge fund veteran Paul Marshall and the Dubai-based investment firm Legatum of Christopher Chandler, want a reflection of their own views for their investment, which has so far cost £60 million. That's 70.6 million euros. Brexit enthusiastic, skeptical to hostile towards those who speak of the climate crisis, criticize racism and capitalism. Instead of the Neil concept of a serious journalism that relies heavily on regionalization and is explicitly directed against the consensus of the left liberal London media elite, what they call it, but a kind of British blend of Fox News, as critics suspected from the start. Well, the Australian managing director Angelos Frangopoulos and right-wing populist Nigel Farage make sure of that. The Brexit champion has been allowed to rant for an hour at prime time for 3 weeks about angry Europeans, criminal immigrants, and crazy left-wing radicals. Angry Europeans. This spectacular personnel became known shortly after the startup's worst crisis. This was ignited by a symbolic violation of taboo by the moderator Guto Harry. Around the success of the English national soccer team, he thought about the country's simmering racism problems, said the BBC veteran and former spokesman for Boris Johnson. Then Harry sank on his knee in solidarity with the footballers who had shown this gesture until the final of the 2021 European Championship. Many of the predominantly older, white male viewers boycotted GB News and thought that was too much for the diversity of opinion. Harry was hastily suspended and later took off his hat in protest with an acidic remark that the station had degenerated into an absurd parody. Instead of defending freedom of expression, cancel culture was being practiced by right-wing extremists. Shortly afterwards, editor-in-chief John McAndrew and his deputy Jill Penlington left the company. All three not only enjoy the respect of the industry, but were also trusted confidants of Chairman Neil. It is doubtful that the ultra-conservative, highly professional Scot would have hired the Brexit draft horse Farage on his own initiative. The television critic of the Sunday Times could only explain the appearance of the right-wing populist by saying that the station had a kind of Armageddon in the house. After all, some interviewees elude Farage's steamroller charm. A wine importer did not want to confirm that the exit from the EU had made its goods cheaper. It just won't be more expensive, he said. The former UKIP boss also got the wrong idea from the former chairman of the Liberal Democrats. He drank, how exciting, a pint of beer with his host in front of the camera, but qualified the new trade agreement with Australia as a chicken feed, much to Farage's annoyance. The rating shows that the politician has a loyal fan base. Farage has lively polemics and brings more than twice as many viewers as the competition from BBC News and Sky News, who expect boring news from the audience. Andrew Neil was last heard that he would return to the studio in September, but I guess I wouldn't bet on that one. And I'm quite sure Farage, of course, he's got his clientele and it is working. But if we set some right-wing tinfoil hat idiot here like Attila Hildmann in a studio, that would work the same way. My German viewers will know who I'm talking about. He fled to Turkey because he's wanted by the police anyway. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.